thanks for stopping by. I'm not actually out of breath even though I sound it, but I've just been outside and it's really cold and it's sort of taken my breath away a little bit, but it's just because I've been running an extension lead so that I can have a heater going, because it is so cold in here. I wouldn't be able to do anything in here for any period of time otherwise. So I have my heater going. I'm hoping that, or even if you can hear it whirring away in the background, I'm hoping that my microphone picks up my voice okay, because I don't want to turn it off. It's so nice. I need it for my fingertips. So once we've heated up, there's a couple of things I wanted to get done in the shed this morning, which is why I'm going to all this trouble. Sometimes I just can't be bothered to run the electrics in here and I just do something else inside, but I really wanted to try and do shed things. I figured I'd do a more kind of relaxed, vloggy kind of style. I'm not very good at vloggy kind of style because I waffle like crazy, or just don't say anything at all. We'll just see how this goes. But it's because the couple of things that I want to do, they're probably not kind of standalone video type things. They're a little bit bitty because there is, let me show you. So I've been working on this painting since the summer really, and it's been coming along. I've just been doing it in bits and bobs because I've just been going off of my own sort of whims with it really. There was no kind of super plan on it, apart from I wanted to try integrating at the end some kind of like gold kind of foil, like what's it called, like metallic flakes, that kind of thing, like when gilding. I'm so sorry, it takes me a while these days. So I wanted to try and put some kind of like gilding in amongst this in some way, and I figured I should probably get most of the painting done before I do the gilding, because you kind of can't go back once you've done the gilding, is my thought. So I don't know, and it's one of those things that I've been going back and forth on this, kind of changing the colours. Yeah, I don't know, I've just kind of been feeling my way with it a little bit, and I kind of feel like it's there now. I'm not too sure. I don't know whether to bring more of the orange down into the chesty bit here, make that a little bit brighter, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm starting to feel like I should put some gilding on now, because that would kind of give me more of an idea of what my end goal is with it. So I thought I might try and do some of that today, if we're brave enough. Because as with any art project, as you probably know, there's a point in every art project where it could all go horribly wrong and you could just kind of change the direction, but not in the direction you hoped it would go. But then again, sometimes it means that you get forced into a different avenue which you would never have thought of before, and you end up doing something even better. So you have to take the chances, don't you? And I know it doesn't sound like a big chance to put some gilding on this, like other people would just fling it on and just go hey, but yeah, it feels to me like, oh, if I put it in the wrong place I could mess it up, but I don't know. So we might try that if we get time today. And the other thing I wanted to do is a kind of larger collagraph plate, because I did a Skillshare class a little bit ago, earlier in the year, about expansive landscapes, but I never did a project for it myself, and I meant to, but I just hadn't got around to it, and I'd really like to do it now because I kind of have an idea for something that I want to try. So I haven't planned it as such. I want to make a kind of A3 kind of size landscape plate, but I don't have A3 paper for it, but that's kind of the idea that I want to try, is just kind of printing from it but in sections and then reassembling those sections, because then it's kind of like an expansive landscape that's kind of, I don't know, like tectonic plates or something. I don't even know what I'm saying. So I wanted to kind of just feel my way with that a little bit. I don't sort of have a plan as such for the subject, apart from I'm thinking a big wave and a rock in the middle. Maybe if I feel like it, I might put like a seagull on top of the rock. I don't know. It depends where the materials take me, really, because I'm just going to kind of play with tissue paper for a wave coming through and just kind of see how I can fold that into... I'm kind of like doing it as I'm talking to you. These are the magical tissue paper fingers that are bending the tissue paper. So moving the tissue paper around into kind of like a wavy splash, and then having some sort of rockiness somewhere. And I thought maybe if I could go and get some sugar or grains or something, then that might make a nice texture for kind of spray from the water. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the plan, and as I say, that's a lot of waffle, isn't it? So I suppose we should get going. It's because I'm enjoying sitting in front of the heater. I just pulled this out and something dead fell out of it, so luckily there's nothing else dead inside it. How big are we going to do this? We definitely need to cut down this bit, which you can't see. I'm just cutting this smaller flap off. I'm thinking maybe we go for the long one. Okay, so it may be kind of this kind of size, which this doesn't make any sense dimensionally in terms of, well, you know, like it's the height of me, almost half of me. Okay, so now let's see. I might move the camera over the top so that you can at least kind of see what I'm doing, because this is stupid because you can't see nothing. Let's just wax some glue on, actually, because this is a big section. It might be best to draw with the glue. Oh, well, this is joyful. Why haven't I just splodged glue down before and just wiggled it around? That's fun in itself. It looks like there is the big waves. But then, where is the rock, Gemma? Is the rock sort of here? Maybe? Maybe the rock's here. This wave is looking a bit insane. Anyway, but it doesn't matter because it's glue and we're going to cover it over anyway. Let's just wax some stuff down. Plop you on there. And then just find our way. I want it more frothy maybe on the top edge. I don't know. So we can use that elsewhere. Whoops. Gooey. Whoops. The only problem with having put glue everywhere is now glue is everywhere. Okay, I'm going to try some felt for whatever this rock is that I'm having a go at. The only thing with felt is that it's more intentional because you can't rip it, but maybe we can put some bits around it. Maybe it would be quite nice to have some blocks which are more like angular, and
can just have them built up in that way, because that actually kind of makes it seem a bit like brick wall-y, doesn't it? Doing some weird shapes here. I'm actually kind of liking it. I don't really know where it's going, but there's something about it that I'm quite enjoying. Okay, maybe that's enough felt. And then perhaps put things in between the felt. She says like, I do still have this wool, which we could lay. Maybe it would look good in these cracks. Because we can just kind of follow them around. This is where we're at. We've got a kind of rocky thing there that the wave is coming up against. I feel like we do need something here. So I found some sugar. So I'm just going to see. Don't know how much that's going to show up, but we can try it. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it now, let it dry, see if I'm still happy with it a little bit later on. I kind of feel sort of half happy with it. Not sure how it's gonna come out. I feel like it might print better than it feels at the moment, but I don't know. It's just a test run, isn't it really? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right, let's have a go at this. So I know you're not in a very good angle here, but it's the best I can do. So I've got these Gilding Flakes, which I'm hoping will be quite good. They're golden ones, which are quite nice and shiny. And then I did get some of this, the glue that went with it, just in case this is sort of better for Gilding Flakes, because I've not done it before. So yeah, I just got that as well, just in case. And I found these really old brushes from, like, what was it? Like an old makeup set or something. And like, I don't use makeup. God knows where this came from. But yeah, I've got these, and I thought, oh, this really soft one should be quite good for brushing off sort of extra flakes, hopefully. And I don't know, I thought this one might help with putting it on. I don't know, we'll see how we go. Once applied, this glue dries to a clear tacky finish. Right, let's think about this. Yeah, actually, maybe I'll try it down on this bit, just in case, while I'm getting the hang. I mean, I probably shouldn't go directly onto this. I should probably do it on something else first, shouldn't I? And just put a bit of gilding onto a bit of cardboard or something. But then I feel like I'm wasting flakes. Oh, let's just do it. Oh, there goes the glue. Okay. Okay, so I think what I should have done is wait for the glue to fully dry before putting the Gilding Flakes on. This is what I've got at the moment, which, yeah, they're super rough. But actually, I mean, I quite like it.
because of the roughness. I might just kind of go over those bits again once they're fully dry, because they're still not fully dry. But for the other areas, I might put the glue on and be a bit more patient this time. But I don't know, I think it might look okay. I mean, it kind of adds a bit of glimmer to the whole thing, and yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. We have to give it a go and see what it comes out like. I do have very shiny fingers at the moment. Okay, I have left some, I've done some tacky bits, some there, some here, and it's gone completely clear now. So I'm thinking maybe I can have another go. Okay, so here's where we're at. I have done stuff I don't like. I have kind of gone a little bit crazy putting these kind of like branchy bits coming out. It kind of felt like just having these bits on the edges weren't quite right, and so I thought, oh, I'll extend them, and now here we are, and I don't think I like it. But there's part of me that, like, I do quite like the gold gilding involved, but I just don't like what I've done with it. But I'm just wondering whether if I were to extend, sorry, you can't see, if I were to extend like these bits right to the edges of the canvas and just kind of cover the whole canvas in kind of like branchy gilded branches, and then it would essentially be the background and not kind of connected to this. I think that might save it. I'll show you what happens either way. Okay, so here we are. I actually think this is better. I think it kind of makes a bit more sense. I don't think it's fully there yet, but I think it looks better than just having the random bits coming out. And I quite like not having it at the top, sort of just having sort of branches swirling around the base and the sides. I don't know. So I still have some tidying up of the gilding I've done on there, and I just need to decide whether or not to add anything else. But yeah, and I've got to just sort out the eye. I did a bit of gilding just above the eye on this bit here, which I don't think is quite right, so I've got to kind of sort that out. But oh well, it's another step forward on this painting, which I don't know where it's going, but now I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. I want food, so I shall put this to bed for the day. Minnie. Right, this is the plate with the sealant on it. It's button polish, just covered over the main areas. I'm really pleased actually that the sugar, I was a little bit worried that it might like dissolve, because it's like the sealant is essentially a liquid going on it. I wasn't sure whether it would dissolve into it, but it hasn't. It is really scratchy and sugary still textured on there, so I'm really hoping that comes out nice on the print. So I'm thinking that I'm going to use different sections of paper. So I thought the biggest section would be perhaps over the wave and the bird. So I'm thinking that one could be sort of around there. And then I've got this random bit of paper. It's quite nice because I'm able to use the bits of paper where I've had them sort of left over and cut up from other things
before. See, that gets the majority of that, but I'd quite like to get that end bit as well. You can't even see it because it's off the screen. But anyway, so this bit can be grabbed with one of these and this little bit there, which is quite nice. So it's only this little bit that I'm wondering about whether or not to bother having. Shall I put this bit on there? I could do just in case it picks up anything extra. So yeah, that will be the kind of sections that I'm going to try for. But first we need to ink the plate up and dampen the paper, so I'm going to get that done. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to get a cloth and just take off some of the bits around where the sugar is, because I don't want them to be kind of obvious brush strokes coming around there. I want to kind of highlight the sugar. Because of the sugar, the cloth kind of gets caught on it quite easy. So we might end up more with a kind of smoky kind of edge with this, but that might be okay. Okay, see, this doesn't feel as dark as this side, but I think it's just because the paper is drier. So I'm not sure whether or not that's going to come out the same. But anyway, let's see what happens. And then we'll have to put it together the right side round. So let's see. That's our first bit. That's pretty cool. Over here. Nice. I like these like there's little bits of sugar that I hadn't realised were going to be in there. Those rocks are nice. Well, it'd be nice to see this when it's dry actually, because that might kind of even out a little bit. I mean, as an experiment, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not sure I put the biggest part in the right place actually, so that could be worth experimenting with, is putting the different shapes of paper in different sections. I feel like actually this might have been a nice one, so that that wave and the splash is kind of like together, because this does feel a little bit cut off, but then no, I don't know. I like elements of it, and I like the idea of it being segmented, because it's kind of like moments of the crashing sea, and sort of you can't kind of take everything in one go as you're looking at it almost. It's as if you're standing there and moving your head from this side to the middle to down, and kind of taking in snapshots of each individual part, which then all come together to form a picture in your mind of the whole. So yeah, I like the idea of it, and I like the sugar is a win. That is a definite win, especially that. I'm loving that bit. I will zoom in on that in a bit for you. Because like the print nerd in me is, ooh, that's nice. It's so subtle, but it's so nice against this, and there's a lovely kind of, not sharp edge, but it kind of like, it merges into the kind of gritty kind of little, I don't know, I'm just, what do you think? I quite enjoy it. I mean, I'm surprised, like I didn't realise that there was tiny weeny bits of sugar on the bird and in the clouds, because I did go a bit kind of like, I just lobbed it all over the place really, and I didn't quite keep track of where it had gone, and there's obviously little bits on the bird here and bits here, but I quite like that they're in there. It kind of connects the spray into those different elements, and this I find interesting because this is a similar, the tissue paper is a similar technique that I used in my expansive landscapes when I did the demo in the class. I used tissue paper very much like this to make the ground, and so I feel like this very much looks kind of like earthy, but because of the shape of the wave coming up this way, all of a sudden you can kind of think to yourself, oh, it's like a rock on a hill and a boulder or whatever, but it kind of comes around and then you go, oh, but is it moving? Is it something else? So yeah, I'm glad I did this experiment. I'm going to upload it as a project in my Expansive Landscapes Skillshare class, just so that it can serve as an example of the kind of ideas that I'm thinking about, and how you can take that kind of lesson and process that little bit further in different directions, if you should so wish. By the way, if you've taken that class or any of my classes, do feel free to leave a project there too. We can comment on each other's and see what we think. But yeah, I'm happy with this. And I'm happy that it's warmer in here today because my fingers are actually alive. Let's tidy up.